Hello, everyone. My name is Gregory, and this is The View from Out Here. The cancellation of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is a big deal, and I'm not sure most Americans are aware of just how big of a deal this really is. The Late Show is the highest rated late night talk show on TV, period. And CBS is insisting that the decision to cancel Stephen Colbert is purely financial. In their statement, they made it clear that the cancellation was not due to performance or content. I'm calling that a lie, as FCC Chairman Brendan Carr is going to demonstrate in a clip that I'm going to show you here in a minute. As I speak, NPR and PBS have already been defunded. CBS and ABC are already under attack because Trump had sued CBS over a 60 Minutes episode where they edited an interview with Kamala Harris before the election. The lawsuit is, of course, frivolous because almost all television producers will do some editing to an interview if needed, like Fox did, for example, with their interview with Donald Trump when they asked him if he would release the Department of Justice files on Jeffrey Epstein along with the promised JFK and MLK files. It's standard procedure to do some editing for time, program pacing, and continuity. I know it's a joy when you don't have to edit anything from an interview, but that's pretty rare. Most lawyers agree that CBS would have won that lawsuit handily. The reason is tangled up with, of course, the First Amendment protections as well as the privileges and duties of the Fourth Estate. But CBS decided to settle the suit by paying $16 million in what amounts to extortion. The reason they did that is because Paramount Global is in the process of merging with a company called Skydance. Paramount Global claims that the merger is critical because more people, like me, for example, are leaving the broadcast networks in favor of streaming platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon and YouTube. And one of the reasons people are doing that is because there are plenty of independent media networks on those platforms now who they can trust. And they can trust those networks because they know that those networks aren't beholden to big corporations like ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox are. The broadcast networks are all owned by big corporations who have interests that have nothing to do with providing news and information to the public. They have other things to worry about, other money things. On the heels of that development, we have CBS canceling Stephen Colbert. This would be a perfect time to run the clip that I mentioned earlier. This is some scary stuff here, and, well, it stopped me in my tracks anyway when I saw it. This is from Fox News, and they're talking with FCC Chairman Brendan Carr. Carr is laying down the law here and making it clear that there's a new sheriff in town, and he doesn't take kindly to all this woke and DEI foolishness. In this new America, it will be unprofitable to dissent from whatever the president wants you to see and hear. Evidently, there will be consequences. Have a look.
Talented man be able to compose the following satirical witticism? Go f yourself.
Go f yourself!
This shocked the media and entertainment industries. I was out with some other media reporters last night, and people were staring at their phones in disbelief.
So now, it's caused a media firestorm. CBS reeling from the fallout to the Colbert cancellation that will take place next May. So not quite 10 months from now. You have at least one host on the network, CBS, that's breaking from his colleagues on the factors at play. I want to bring in the FCC chair, Brendan Carr. Mr. Chairman, thank you for being here today. Appreciate your time, and welcome to America's Newsroom.
Thanks. Good to be with you.
Let's just go ahead and get it out of the way. Did President Trump have anything to do with the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's show?
Well, here's what's important to keep in mind is a broader dynamic. When President Trump ran for election, he ran right at these legacy broadcast media outfits and the New York and Hollywood elites that are behind it, and he smashed the facade that these are gatekeepers that can control what Americans think and what Americans can say. And once you do that, you've exposed the business model of a lot of these outfits as being nothing more than a partisan circus. And so I think there's a lot of consequences that are flowing from President Trump deciding, I'm not going to play by the rules of politicians in the past, and let these legacy outfits dictate the narratives in the terms of the debate. And he's succeeding. Just look at what's happening. NPR has been defunded. PBS has been defunded. Colbert is getting cancer. You've got anchors and news media personalities losing their jobs. Again, all of this is downstream of President Trump's decision to stand up. And he stood up for the American people because the American people do not trust these legacy gatekeepers anymore. And all of this, I think, is consequences of that broader dynamic.
Okay, I asked you a very direct question. I did not hear a yes or a no in your answer. I heard a maybe.
Yeah, ultimately, these are business decisions for CBS to make and for these outfits to make. And I'm, shocked at the type of stuff that you just played, they don't find to be in their profitable business interests.
Now, regardless of what the mucky mucks at CBS have to say about it, this cancellation is about content. Case in point is The View on ABC. In that same interview, Brendan Carr goes on to threaten ABC about its content on The View. And Carr seems completely oblivious to the irony of what he is accusing ABC of, and then showing Trump's response to Joy Behar's comment. I mean, how is what the White House said not part of a partisan circus that he's accusing ABC of? Watch.
Let's go to The View, shall we? Joy Behar, yesterday, said this.
First of all, who tried to overthrow the government on January 6th?
Wait, let me think. Who
was that again? That was not Obama. The thing about him is that he's so jealous of Obama because Obama is everything that he is not.
Yeah.
Trim.
Yeah.
Smart. Handsome.
Happily
married, and can sing Al Green's song, Let's Stay Together, better than Al Green.
Yeah.
And Trump cannot stand it. It's driving him crazy. Jealousy is not green is not a good color.
That from yesterday. Who knows what happens today? The White House chose to respond to that. And this is what they said. Joy Behar is an irrelevant loser suffering from a severe case of Trump derangement syndrome. It's no surprise that The View's ratings hit an all-time low last year. She should self-reflect on her own jealousy of President Trump's historic popularity before her show is the next to be pulled off air, end quote. Is The View now in the crosshairs of this administration?
Look, it's entirely possible that there's issues over there. I mean, again, stepping back, this broader dynamic, once President Trump has exposed these media gatekeepers and smash this facade, there's a lot of consequences. And I think the consequences of that aren't quite finished. And look, The View's got a lot of challenges there. It wasn't that long ago, I think one episode, one show alone, they had to stop, interrupt the show, and read 4 separate legal notices to try to avoid legal liability. So I'm not surprised to hear people saying that their ratings are struggling.
Wow. Sir, where does this end then?
Look, I think we need a course correction. It's time for America's legacy broadcasters to return to promoting the public interest. And just recently, Skydance, which is looking to acquire CBS, wrote letters to the FCC committing to serious change, to trying to root out bias, to putting in place an ombudsman that would address these issues, to returning to unbiased, trustworthy journalism. That's where we have to go. And I think we're getting some wins along the way. It's trust but verify at the end of the day. We're not where we need to go. But I think this legacy media really needs to reorient, or they're going to continue to run into issues like Colbert, where it just doesn't make economic sense to run a partisan circus.
Well, there was a big merger that's in the offing between Skydance Media and Paramount. We just had a graphic on the board. It's a lot of money. We're talking billions of dollars. Do you believe in any way that that merger is threatened right now, or do you think it goes through? Yeah,
that merger is still pending before the FCC right now. We are running our normal course review, our normal process on that, and we're taking a look at the record. And the record includes these representations from Skydance that they're going to make some changes. That would be welcome news. Skydance has also said they would end DEI if this transaction was consummated. So that's pending before the FCC right now. We're running our normal process, and so stay tuned on that one.
Okay, $8 billion. I'd like to bring you back, sir. There's a lot to talk about.
Trump and the Heritage Foundation are going hard in the paint with a full court press to get all media under its control, to control what America is exposed to, what America is allowed to think and hear. This is a direct attack on the First Amendment and the very concept of there being such a thing as truth. This kind of control is not limited to legacy media either. I'm seeing and hearing my more liberal internet contemporaries complaining about losing viewers and subscribers, and it's not because America is losing interest in liberal or progressive content. You'll remember what that stage looked like when Donald Trump pretended to take the oath of office. Sitting right behind him were the titans of internet media. The people sitting behind Donald Trump on that stage are the very people controlling the algorithms that decide what people are shown when they get on the internet. Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel, and yes, Joy Behar are comedians. Comedy is an art form that often holds up a mirror to the society in which it exists, and a mirror is kryptonite to a fascist dictator, because if you never see an accurate reflection of who you are, there will never be a reason for introspection or self-examination. And Donald Trump is a textbook example. He thinks he's 6'3", 225 pounds, with a big dick and in peak mental and physical health. He might be a comedian too. So yes, America, the cancellation of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is, in the words of President Joe Biden, a BFD. Much bigger than most people realize. It's just the tip of the iceberg, the innocent-looking little part that we see on the surface. What lies beneath is the destruction of the First Amendment, and that amendment is first for a reason. It's the very bedrock upon which a free society stands. Thanks for hanging with me so far. Comments and suggestions are welcome. And as luck would have it, there's a comments section right down here for you to do just that. And please don't forget to check out the description box below. I have some goodies for you that I believe are worthy of your attention. Meanwhile, my name is Gregory, and this has been The View from Out Here. Much love.